We looked at our children at that time, and we asked ourselves, what kind of world will they live in? And more importantly, what kind of world will their children live in? That's a question that drives everything for me. Because you see, the longer you live, the more you grow up, and we're never done with growing up. If you pretend you're done with growing up, you've just given up. But we always grow, we always expand. We make compromises. We sometimes shut off our hearts. We sometimes, make sacrifices because we believe it's just how life works. Children don't do that. Children that are, kept somewhat in a pure environment, they have beautiful, pure, open hearts. They're trusting, they're loving, they're giving their beautiful souls. And how do they deserve that? How do they deserve what we're doing? We try every day the best we can to bring a balance of inspiration, empowerment, but also the encouragement to bring that empowerment, that inspiration, that light to all the darkness. And one of the biggest and most successful campaigns of this evil force was to make humanity believe it doesn't exist. If you look at the world today, we have such polarity, but the evil, there's such an unconscionable amount of evil, and the difference between the good and the evil today, if you will, or the light and the darkness, is that the darkness uses any and all tactics at hand. It's completely devoted to its cause. It's 100% focused on its cause every day in every way. It's sometimes absolutely unimaginable to me to what detail that happens. And we often don't see how it happens. I'll give you an example, and I know this has been a huge debate in our country for many years now, is especially the southern border, and people don't understand what is happening on that border. People don't understand what it's really about. It's literally the biggest opening for human and child trafficking in the northern hemisphere. This is where hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of children are being smuggled into the country. And over the past years, there was a big move and push to stop that, and it worked. It had a great effect. The numbers went significantly down, and today we have an unimaginable situation, and it's all being sold to the public as human rights, as a noble thing to do, when it couldn't be further from the truth. The people that are instigating, they know what they're doing. They know what this is about. Do you know that more than half of the unaccompanied minors that come over the border, over the southern border into the United States, they disappear. They disappear. They're gone. Where do you think all those children go to? What do you think happens? What do you think happens to the children? Do you know how big this is? Do you know how all-encompassing this is? Do you know that the people that stand up there and pretend to be the Good Samaritans, and they're pretending so badly, I cannot understand how anyone doesn't see this. They're the most evil, vicious people that are making this possible, that are participating in this, that are facilitating this. You know that human trafficking is a bigger business than illegal gun sales, illegal arms. That includes equipping illegal armies, terrorists, and all of that's what's going on in the world. Do you know that it's now bigger than drugs? Do you have any idea what that means? How much demand there must be for such a supply to happen? And we believe we can tie this to a few bad people. No. These evil forces have infiltrated every aspect of our society. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, once again, they are using every tactic at their disposal, every possibility. They have refined their actions, studied humanity, overtaken big business, big tech, media, politics, everything completely. While so many of the people that carry light in their hearts do so little because they have been manipulated into a view that their action is not required. How sophisticated this game is when people actually believe that there's nothing to do, actually believe that there's nothing to stand up for. And now this machine has literally taken over completely all areas of public life. What do you think in your psyche? Look at yourself, look at your spirit, look at your soul. What has this situation done to you over the past 1.5 years, 2 years almost? What has it done to your family members? What has it done to your friends? Grown-up people. Look into your soul. Has it sometimes worn you out? Broken your spirit? Taken you away your belief in humanity? Now wonder what it does to the children, to the little ones that are exposed to a world of fear, of pointing fingers, of every other human being is the enemy, of distance, being taken away from parents, of having forced medical procedures, having to wear masks all day, every day in schools, being constantly bombarded with fear. What do you think will happen to that generation? What will happen to those children? It's been 2 years. For those who are in their formative years, that's almost half of the formative years where they've been exposed to a world of fear and unimaginable stupidity. Unimaginable stupidity. It is beyond belief at this point how many people are simply going along. So I don't understand the fear. I don't understand. What are you fearful about? What consequence? We get those messages and emails of people saying, I might lose my job. Yeah. So what? Is it not worth it to lose a temporary place of employment to stand up to this evil, beyond evil, psychopathic thing that's going on the planet? Don't you have a little bit of trust and faith that if you actually do what you know to be right, then things will work out? Because if you don't, why do you even bother? Why do you study? Why do you study spirituality? Why do you seek connection with the Creator? Why do you want to become empowered if you don't use that empowerment? If you don't live that empowerment? If you don't trust in that? Has your spirit been so broken that nothing will provoke a reaction, a human reaction to become human again? Do you think that there really is nothing that justifies to get angry at times? Do you really think that you're beyond this human feeling of anger and sadness at times? Don't you think it has purpose and value to feel that at times? Don't you feel this contrast has something to tell you, something to show you? How have we been so dehumanized? While millions and hundreds of millions of children are out there being abused on a daily basis. Abused spiritually, abused physically, abused mentally. Their humanity is taken away from them. Their soul is ripped out of their bodies. They're being diminished to being little biorobots. And how can we not get outraged? And if that outraged feeling doesn't give you fuel to find a better path, what will? What will? How much more conformity? How much more going along? how much more of this putting our heads down and playing small? How much longer? If you look in the mirror, if you don't do anything now, if you're not willing, what will be there left for you to respect and honor, for your children to honor in you? What stories will you tell your grandchildren if there will be grandchildren to tell stories to? It's the most evil plot, and it's playing out right in front of our eyes. And all the good souls, and all the good spirits, and all the good children, if we all do nothing, if we don't finally come together and speak with one voice and one mind and end this, then this is going to be, there's truly going to be hell to pay.